Manchester United 0, Aston Villa 1. What do you make of that, mate?
Disappointing, to be honest, but at some point it is going to happen. The honeymoon period appears to be over. I just look to move on, Champions League on Wednesday, and we'll take it to a new level, hopefully. Come back again, some new ideas, but I don't agree with all the Ollie out stuff. I am Ollie in, and I just think on some days Greenwood scores 2 there and everyone brushes it under the carpet and moves on. And I just think that Ollie's taken a lot of flack from a team performance that wasn't really up to scratch.
Now, personally, I like Ollie, and I think he's done a lot of things in terms of changing the club, the mood of the club, the environment he's built. There's no overlooking that, and I think a lot of the time he's made good substitutions. Remember last season with Cavani coming off the bench against Southampton away. This season, Jesse Lingard against West Ham. But I felt like we lacked a bit of pace on the break and in transition, making the right decision. Would Jadon Sancho been a player who would have bought on today?
I do believe that, yeah, I do think that is right, but we all know Ollie isn't a world-class manager, but I don't believe he's a terrible manager. I think he's somewhere in between, and I think in a few years he will come good. And everyone's going on about Ollie out, but no one wants the 2-year period to rebuild and re-sign players that will fit the system. Yeah, it is gutting losing, and on another day Bruno scores and Mason Greenwood puts 2 away and we win and everyone's happy and upbeat.
Yeah, I felt like there's always concerns about the way we play as a team, and I felt we had a lot of shots today. It's like the West Ham game. We were dominant in an attacking sense. It was just that last decision to make it a clearer chance to open up. So again, if people talking about performances, I thought we got in behind their defence really well. We did create chances, but again, it's got to be smoothing out. In terms of the attack, Paul Pogba on the left in a game like this where you needed that quicker winger, is that a game where you would have not had him on the left wing? Would you have changed it up a bit?
I think today he should have been more central, and I think Sancho should have really started, but everyone says this, and then all the flack he's been getting on social media recently, maybe it's a better decision to leave him out. I do think Sancho would have made a difference today, and I am gutted that he didn't come on and do well for us. But Rashford to come back as well, I think it's only uphill really from here, to be honest. I don't think we're as bad as people are letting on, and I think we can just move on.
Yeah, I think Rashford coming back makes a big difference, especially with the amount of space we've seen today given to us. Some teams will give you that, they do play expansive. How do you see our champ now? We're moving into the Champions League. How do you see us fair in the Champions League? Do you think we'll top that and we'll be confident? Do you think we'll kick on from now? Is this like one of those results we've had with Ollie where we just kick on and then go through a good run of form, or do you see it going downhill a little bit?
I hope it's a reality check. I do really do. I do hope that he changes something up for the Villarreal game, and I hope that Van der Beek does play. But I don't think Van der Beek's as clear of Fred as people think. I do think Fred brings some defensive abilities that Van der Beek can't. And I do think that in January, someone's got to be brought in to kind of bridge that.
I do agree. I think I noticed today that Fred sort of, actually had an okay game in terms of his defensive sense. There was times where he's not usually composed, and he was composed, flicking it onto his right foot, then making a switch. So honestly, when Fred does badly, I always lay into him, but I thought he did okay overall. Like I said, what's your predictions midweek in Villarreal?
I hope it'll be. I think it'll be a close game. I think I'll say 2-0. That's being optimistic and wanting United to win.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully, nice one speaking to us. Manchester United 0, Aston Villa 1. What do you make of that, mate?
Mate, it was shocking. Actually, no, not shocking, because it was like an identical performance of the West Ham game on Wednesday. So I'm not too surprised with how it went, and yeah, took it L.
In terms of the changes that we made, of course, we had a couple of injuries in there. I thought we lacked pace because we were getting in behind their defence a lot. They played a high line. What changes were there that you think would have actually made a difference in this game?
Well, first of all, starting XI, when you play Fred and McTominay, you know what you're going to get. And if you're playing it against a team that's inferior like Villa, you need something in the middle. Pogba could do a job as a 6. He's not naturally a 6, but he could do a job. Put him with either Fred or McTominay, one of them, not 2 of them, and pushing into the left. And then you have no pace on the left. Sancho could have been needed, Lingard could have been needed. Like, it was just so narrow, so narrow. And then we were just throwing long balls over, hoping Greenwood would catch some. Martinez, their keeper, he's a dickhead, by the way. He wasted a lot of time today, but that's what an opposition keeper coming to Old Trafford would do. He came out, anytime he played the ball out, he came out, collected the ball, wasted time. He did what he needed to do, but we just played into their hands.
I feel like today we played a lot on that ball over the top, which naturally Bruno and Rashford combined really well with. Rashford obviously is out injured. It felt like we really lacked that player that could just, he's got that explosive pace and behind the defence. When he comes back, if he comes back fit soon, and he's at the top of his game, does he come straight back into the 11 for you?
Oh yeah, of course, Rashford comes straight into the 11, but it's not just the players. I feel like it's more of the manager. I feel like at this point you can give Ole the best XI in the world and he will still struggle to get by and actually win something. So I don't necessarily think it's the players. With what we have on the field today, what we have on the squad, with not talking injuries, we have enough to beat Aston Villa. So I don't necessarily think it's the players.
I get that. I've supported Ole a lot, but again, when it's gone wrong, it's gone wrong. And I felt like the decisions, like you said, wrong today. I felt Pogba should have come into that 6 a lot earlier. The Cavani change come a bit too late. What in terms of the timing of the changes, when do you think that should have happened with Pogba going into midfield and throwing that extra attacker on?
It literally should have happened 5 minutes. If he wanted to be patient, 10 minutes after half time. We would have thought, boom, make the change. But obviously something happened to Maguire. I'm not sure what it was. Something happened to Shaw. So we had to make 2 defensive changes. But I don't know, we were really sloppy. Even Shaw, before he went off with the injury, he was sloppy as well. Pogba was even sloppy. We were just sloppy all round. Like, I'm not sure what happened today.